Okay, if you are consistent with your workouts, doing all of the right things, but your body is not changing, maybe you're stuck in that skinny fat cycle, or the scale is just not moving, your daily steps are probably the missing piece. I say this all of the time, walking is one of the most underrated tools for fat loss, for hormone regulation, for digestion, energy, and people have no idea how much it actually impacts results. If you are not walking, do not come to me and tell me that you have tried everything and you still can't lose the weight, because if you are not at around 7,000 to 10,000 steps every single day, that will be my very first piece of advice for you to go do, and then come report back and see if that made a difference. 95% of the time, it was that. Daily steps are what keeps your metabolism active between workouts. So if you're only doing, one 30-minute workout a day and sitting the rest of the day, your metabolism isn't going to be firing the way that it could be. Daily steps also help regulate your blood sugar, especially after a bigger meal. It lowers inflammation, it supports your nervous system, and it also just makes your workouts better because it helps with recovery. When steps are low, progress feels a lot harder than it needs to be. So today, I am going to give you 10 realistic ways to increase your daily steps every single day without adding more workouts or completely overhauling your routine. So let's get into it. One unexpected reason why people don't move as much as they do and they struggle with it is because they are staying in pajamas or ultra comfy clothes all day long. When you stay in home mode, your brain decides that it is a low movement day. So if you're waking up and staying in your pajamas, even if you intend to walk later, you are probably going to spend more time sitting, scrolling, procrastinating, doing basically everything possible before you decide to move and to get outside. That is why my personal favorite thing and tip that I always share with others is literally right when I get out of bed, the first thing I do is I get changed and I take my supplements, my green juice, maybe my vibration plate and a meditation, and then I'm going right outside. I automatically get some sunshine, some fresh air, but if I was staying in my pajamas, if I didn't get changed, I would definitely delay getting in those morning steps. And when you get those morning steps, it makes hitting your step count so much easier than putting it off and then trying to get it all in at the end of the day. Getting dressed early signals to the brain that it is the start of the day. So I by no means do my hair, my makeup, I put on some SPF and I make it really simple. When you're dressed, you are more likely to take a walk, run an errand, or just move outside in between tasks. This habit alone can add thousands of extra steps in your day, and it's such an easy shift, so wake up and get changed. Walking really sticks when it's paired with something that you already enjoy. If you only treat walking like another task on your to-do list, so workout, steps, eat clean, whatever else you have in your workday and so on and so forth, it's not going to be something that you actually are excited and enjoy showing up to. But if you start walking when you're taking a work call, or walking to catch up with a friend or a family member, or doing your morning meditation, I do that a lot as well. Maybe if you have a walking pad at home, you're even just doing work on your computer or your phone that you need to get done while getting in extra steps. You're moving your body while being productive. It's literally the best of both worlds. What I always recommend to friends and family when they tell me that they can't get their steps in is to save podcasts, audiobooks, your favorite playlist for walks exclusively. When walking becomes something you do while literally living your best life and not something extra you're being forced to do, consistency really does come effortless. Sometimes the hardest thing about getting in your daily steps isn't actually the time that it takes to do it, it's motivation, actually getting up, putting in the effort and doing it. One thing that I think we all underestimate is how motivating wearing cute activewear can be. When I am wearing something cute and I feel good, it may sound silly, but I am way more motivated to call a friend, to go for a walk, to get outside, to do an extra lap. Let's be honest, I am feeling myself. So why not take advantage of it? So I am so excited to share that today's video is actually sponsored by WISKII Active. It is a brand that that you have seen me wearing literally for years, so I was so excited when they wanted to partner and be a part of this video. Their styles are so cute, so feminine. Obviously, I'm wearing Whiskey right now. I'm going to show you a full body view. This set is their best-selling style. It is the scalloped detailed set, and I just feel so good when I wear their fits because they are so flattering and the fabric is buttery soft. I am super picky, like very, very picky with activewear, and what I love about this set is that it's super sculpting without feeling restrictive. So you know when a set kind of like pulls you in the best way possible and gives you a little bit of that sculpting effect, that is what I look for in activewear, because trust me, there's a lot of activewear out there that doesn't have that sculpting effect, and it's just not for me. It's also super comfortable, so I can go for a long walk in it, I can run errands, or literally just stay in it all day without needing to change, because this can go from the gym to the streets to a friend date, whatever it may be. This is acceptable from morning till night. The fabric, like I mentioned, is cloud soft and buttery, and it truly feels like second skin. This is another set that I recently got from them. I get compliments on the color whenever I wear it. It is truly beautiful, and I'm going to show you some close-ups so you can see details. The fabric texture is smooth and soft. Stitching is super clean, and you can also just see with the waistband, it is not moving, it is not going anywhere. That's another issue that I have with activewear. When I'm working out, the waistband will roll down, but this stays in place no matter what activity I am doing. What really sets Whiskey apart from a lot of other active companies is that they are using premium textiles, which actually allows them to stretch beautifully without changing their shape. They also have a lot of really cool cutouts and designs. I'm gonna show you this top on as well. I'll also give you a little bit more up close shot of the detailing here. We got the Whiskey in the back. Everything just feels super intentional, from the fit to the color palette, which makes all of their sets really easy again to wear from the gym to the streets. I have yet to meet someone who actually wears their pieces that has literally said anything bad about them. Trust me, when you put them on, especially for the bust, for the upper body, I don't know what it does, but it does wonders and just makes everything looks so nice. It's super cute, elevated activewear. It motivates you to move. So make sure to use my code Kelsey. This will give you 15% off site-wide. Treat yourself to a brand new set. It is the new year, and let that set be a reminder. Think of this video every single time you see it. Let me put on my Whiskey set and go out and get my daily steps. Trust me, it works, and you will be thanking me later. Park further away than you think when you are going to a parking lot. This one sounds obvious, but most people aren't as consistent with it as they could be. We naturally want the closest spot when, again, we're pulling up to the parking lot, we're doing circles, looking for that perfect spot, but instead, park further away. You're gonna get a couple extra minutes of steps, and you're using your time actually more efficiently. You may not think that, you know, those couple extra minutes of parking further and walking 2 more minutes to get to the store make a difference, but when you're doing this on a consistent basis, you have a couple errands in your day and you're doing this a few times, and maybe you're doing an extra lap around the store. When I go to Target, I'm like running laps in there if I have the time. I'm like, oh, you know, I'll go check out this aisle and go check out the shoes and the clothes, whatever it may be. All of those steps end up making such a huge, significant difference in your daily count. This one simple habit can also start to shift your mindset with walking. Walking stops feeling like something that you have to schedule within your day, and instead starts feeling like it's actually just part of your day. I think another misconception is we think that getting your daily steps is only from deliberate walks that you're going on, but that's not true. All of your steps in your day count, from the moment you wake up in the morning till when you go to bed at night. So even if you literally aren't going on an actual walk, but you're walking around your house, you're doing errands and you're getting steps in there, whatever you're doing, all of that counts. So take advantage of it when you can. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with steps is because walking is viewed as optional. It's not prioritized. It's not something that you have to hit in your day. It's something that, well, if I hit it, that's great, but if I don't, it's not a big deal. You need to start thinking differently about it. It should absolutely not be the first thing that's getting skipped, especially if you have weight loss and fat loss goals. So instead, you want to Choose a time, a window in your day where you are without doubt every single day going to hit that time for a walk. So whether it's morning, afternoon, or night, maybe it's first thing in the morning like me, maybe it's every single night after dinner, whether it's 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. I went for an hour walk with a friend before 9 a.m. this morning. Know that that is your time that you are committing to yourself for a habit that literally makes the biggest difference in so many different areas of your life. What usually happens is once you start walking, you just want to continue to do it more because it feels so good, and it's also just really great for your mental health. But when you've committed yourself to walking during this window, even on days where you don't want to show up, trust me, you still will, because you've made that commitment to yourself. Whether it's with walks, whether it's with food, workouts, that consistency is what drives results. Post-meal walks are one of the most underrated habits for not only health, but also body composition. So going for a walk after a meal, doesn't matter whether it was a healthy meal or an unhealthy meal, it is going to help with digestion. Huge. It is going to help reduce bloating, and it's also going to support healthier blood sugar response, which is huge if fat loss is your goal. You don't need to do anything extreme. There have been lots of studies and research done that even if it's just a 10-minute walk after a meal, it can make a major difference. If I didn't feel like going outside after, let's say, dinner, I would just, get on the phone with a friend, do some steps within the space, because it's all about literally working with what you got. Making a habit out of walking after meals can definitely dramatically make a big difference with getting in your daily steps without feeling like an extra workout. Turn errands into walking opportunities. So I would say that majority of people, for example, have a grocery store pretty close to them. Instead of ordering on Instacart or on Amazon or Uber Eats, whatever it may be, go and pick up your groceries. Make it a habit to walk there instead of ordering online or getting in the car and driving there. Especially if you live in a walkable city, if it is possible to get there without even public transit, take advantage of it. That's why so many people who live in New York City, they get so many steps in the day because it is such a walkable city. They can literally hit everything they need to do by foot. Of course, we all don't have that luxury of living in such a walkable city. Even in Miami, it's not super walkable, but if I have to drop something off at UPS or if I need to grab something for a recipe, I will make the effort to walk there. And that's part of my daily steps for my day. Instead of aiming for a really high step count that maybe feels unrealistic or intimidating, instead lower the barrier to entry. Maybe instead of 10,000 steps, your goal is 5,000 steps no matter what every single day. And after that, it's a bonus. So if you end up hitting 7,000 steps in your day, amazing, great job, and start there. You can eventually work your way up to a higher step count, because right now, if you're going from 2,000 to 3,000 steps in your day and trying to get to that 10K mark, that can be daunting. So set a lower expectation for yourself, because you will end up actually surpassing that, and then it it gives you a better outlook and a better, more positive relationship with the habit of daily steps, because you're surpassing your goal and it's motivating you to keep going versus setting that 10,000 step goal and every single day disappointing yourself. So when you have that lower barrier to entry, I find that people respond actually a lot better to it. As a certified fitness coach for over a decade, working with literally thousands of women, I also do want you to know that walking should never feel like a punishment or something that you feel like you have to do just because you maybe ate too much or you skipped a workout. That mindset can also create a lot of resistance. Instead, again, let's reframe. So let's use walking as a reset when we're stressed from our day, when we are overwhelmed, when we are maybe feeling emotional. Use walking as your time to decompress, to get in a more positive space, take in that fresh air, be grateful that you can literally use your body to walk and to move, because there's a lot of people in this world that actually don't have that privilege, and take that time to clear your head. It's honestly one of the easiest ways to shift your state without forcing productivity. So even my boyfriend knows, like if I'm having a day, I am in a mood, he's like, okay, bye, go for a walk, because I know when you come back, you're going to be feeling a lot better, and it is true, it works. So that to say, the more that you associate walking with just feeling good instead of burning calories, the more naturally you're just going to gravitate towards it and want to do it. Lastly, you do not need a 30-day step challenge to walk more. What you need is real habits that fit into your real life that you will actually be able to sustain long term. So I see a lot of people like do these short little bursts of challenges and walking, and yeah, for those 30 days you did an amazing job, you hit 10,000 steps every single day, but then after that the challenge is over, you're burnt out, you're like annoyed with steps and walking because you just did it consistently for so many days in a row and it was kind of forced, and then they'll fall back off because it was an extreme. Daily movement done consistently will always outperform short bursts of intensity, then followed by burnout. The goal really is to make walking part of how you live and part of your lifestyle, and when you're able to do that, the results will just follow naturally. This is exactly how people stay lean, stay energized, stay motivated year after year after year without always feeling like they need to start back over. So if you take anything from this video, let it be this: you do not need to do more or push harder in order to see changes. You just need to move a little bit more throughout your day. Try to get that count step up to at least 7,000 steps. And honestly, let consistency do the work. When you're consistent with all of your habits, when you're doing everything right, you, my lovely, will see the change and see the results for yourself. Walking is by no means the flashy part of fitness, but it is the habit that will support your body long term. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you took something away from it and it was helpful, because I know a lot of you struggle with how to get 10,000 steps in every single day. If I missed anything or you have any tips or tricks to add so that the community can, take your advice as well, let me know and I'll make sure to pin your comment if I think that it is a contribution to this video. Thank you as always for being here, and make sure to check out my other walking video here.